potatoes. I'm going to wash them. These are mostly clean already from the store. These kind of red ones, sometimes the fancy ones are usually not dirty. They're usually pre-washed, but I don't want to take chances. And for this, all I'm going to do is probably quarter them, maybe 1/6 or 1/8 if they're a larger size potato. But this is probably as big as you want for a potato salad. You probably want to make them a little smaller, but I'm just going to be lazy today. And we're going to put them in the water gently. You can peel them if you like, but for red potatoes and some of those yellow potatoes, I like them skins on. I think they taste great. Here we are getting the potatoes up and boiling. If you want to be a little safe and the water's getting hot because the fire's on, your best bet is not to drop them up here. If you drop them up here, it's going to splash, and that's very dangerous. The easiest way to do it, if you've got an already hot substance doing here, is just to kind of get right close to it, fast and release. You can, of course, if you had a fork, put it on a fork, put it on a spoon, drop it in gently like that. But really, close to the surface, release, close to the surface, release, and you're done. A little splashing, don't worry about it. Give it a little stir. Let this come up to boil. Potatoes probably take around 10 minutes to get soft, to get fork tender, and then we can kind of dress it for a little potato salad. I highly recommend salting the water when you're making potatoes. Salt about that size, that's about a tablespoon or 2 of salt. Don't be afraid, because potatoes take a lot of salt to stay tasty. You want to cook potatoes until they are basically fork tender, sometimes knife tender. So what you can do is just take your fork and insert it into the thickest part of the potato and see, does it go in without resistance. And do that a few times, because you'll have a few thicknesses of potatoes there. So this one is just starting to go and get to be just the right doneness. So I think we are just about a minute or a few minutes away from being done. Let's be able to take these out and do it. They're just not that tender, a little bit longer, and let's take them out. Now, seeing that fork is going in pretty well tender and it's sliding right back off, these are likely done. So, to get them off, be a little safe, let's do this with a couple hands. So, flame off, towel on, and let's go drain it at the sink and get it into I like to put it into a metal bowl. Plastic can melt, and it's not always that great to put hot things in plastic. So let's just move over to the sink. Boiling hot water. Get this out of your way. If you need another towel for this, do so. What you're trying to do is make a little lip so the water can come out. On this side, away from you, there is steam kind of coming up. If you want, you can also put on the cold water to run it in here. You could also toss this into a strainer, probably even safer. But this is probably just the old way to do it. So, that is your potatoes. I like to toss them in a bowl. And while they're still hot, I like to hit it with a splash of vinegar. That's how I like my potato salad. A little vinegary. So just a splash. Let's let them cool down before we wind up adding anything else to it. And let's finish off our little potato salad. I like a little bit of onion, a little bit of pickle, mustard, and mayo in my potato salad. And then just a quick kind of chop for the onion. Got to cut them as small as you like. I like them in a small to medium size. Looks nice. Depends how much onion you like, if at all. Put them in. I like pickle. quite a lot in my potato salad. So these are Vlasics. You try Clausen's. I do like the pickles on the small side, so I'm cutting these in about 4 or 5 sections. Then I'm going to cut them again lengthwise, then widthwise. So you get, this way, you get mostly even pieces. Looks about right. You can get them a little smaller if you like. Well, that'll be good for now. Pickles in. A little bit of mustard. Any mustard is good. I happen to like the spicier mustard and not the yellow mustard. About a teaspoon would be good for a potato salad like this. You could probably make yourself a little vinaigrette if you like. Unnecessary for me. And finally, mayonnaise. I really like Hellmann's mayonnaise. My favorite. How much? A little bit of preference. I'd say probably, what does that work out to be? 1/3 of a cup, half a cup. Mix around. And then transfer to either a serving bowl or a Shabbos bowl. Give a little taste. See if you want to add any salt or pepper. Usually not much of a fan. I just kind of like it a little sour. Maybe a little salt to pick it up, but there's enough salt probably in the pickles. Keep it good. And here is the final potato salad. Lovely.